Top of the fifth inning at the diamond, the Flying Squirrels all tied up 3-3 against the Portland Sea Dogs. Wild pitch and then a two-run single by Iverson Arteaga helped in the bottom of the fourth. And now in this top of the fifth inning, it'll be Carson Simas, Mikey Romero, and James Tibbs III to face Will Bednar. First reliever used by the Flying Squirrels this evening. Flame-throwing right-hander. Looks in for his sign and delivers. First pitch is a check swing, appeal to first, no swing. That's a 1-ball and no strike count on Simas. Also joined up in the broadcast booth by the Commissioner of the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles, Gerald Lackey. And thanks so much for coming up to the booth and your sponsorship for tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me up here.
So, Gerald, as the Commissioner, you are here today representing the DMV's Highway Safety Office. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Safety Office and the efforts that it makes on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the roles that I have as the Commissioner of the Department of Motor Vehicles is the Governor's Highway Safety Representative. So our office focuses on behavioral change. So we focus on safeguarding lives, helping people make better choices before they get on the road. We also support the law enforcement community across the Commonwealth in their enforcement activities. So helping to funnel federal dollars there and guide those activities. We work alongside other agencies like state police and VDOT in sort of doing whatever it takes to help make the roads safer in Virginia.
3-ball and 1 strike count for Simas. So your job is making sure that everybody is safe on the roadways in a nutshell, right?
100%, yep.
3-1 pitch from Bednar. Misses outside, and that's ball 4 to Simas to put him at first base. And now it's back to the top of the order with Mikey Romero due up. So a part of this campaign, I think if you're driving down Boulevard, you wouldn't be able to miss it because it's a 54-foot bright yellow ladder that's right outside of our front gates. I mean, one, great structure. And very timely with all the construction that went on to make this thing happen. But tell us a little bit more about that and what fans can see from this giant tower.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is hard to miss. It's a 54-foot yellow tower right off of Boulevard. Maybe you'd assume it maybe was part of the construction going on in the Diamond District these days, but if you look closely, it has a sign that says, "Would you push somebody off of a 5-story building?" And obviously that sounds ludicrous, but we put that up there because that's the same amount of impact as if you hit somebody going 40 miles an hour in your car. So we wanted to play on the physics of it just to give a visual representation of the danger.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the backstop by Mikey Romero, and it's still 0-2. How did this idea of getting this really, really tall ladder come about, and what were the discussions like? So we're seeing it on our live stream right now on our TV broadcast, but you can't miss it. I mean, but how did you guys come up with this concept?
Well, we worked with closely with our partners, Two Tango. It's a marketing firm here in the Richmond area. We do a lot of focus groups, a lot of consumer outreach. We try to understand what it is that people perceive when they engage in activity that's unsafe. And what is it that they don't perceive? And so one of the things we found was that people don't really think it's a big deal to go, say, 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit, especially in the city. You might be 25, 30 miles an hour speed zone, and you're going.
As the next pitch is in for a called strike 3. That takes care of Romero. And that's out number 1. James Tibbs III is next up. But as you were saying.
Yeah, going 35, 40 miles an hour, you might say, hey, that's just 5, 10 miles over the speed limit. But what we want to do is give somebody a real visual so they can understand like the impact of their actions driving through a congested area with pedestrians and kids and bicyclists. If you hit somebody with your car going 40 miles an hour, even though it's 5 miles over the speed limit, it's the equivalent of pushing them off a 5-story building. So it's that visual.
First pitch is outside to Tibbs, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. A 3-3 tie in the top of the 5th inning. We're talking with the Commissioner of the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles, Gerald Lackey, and especially, let's use downtown Richmond for an example. His pickoff throw is over to first base, not in time. So many one-way streets, so many congested streets with a lot of street parking and a lot of crosswalks, but it's important to, 1, go the speed limit and to be aware while you're driving.
Yep, absolutely. And I live in Scott's Addition.
Same thing.
You got a lot of one-way streets there and a lot of two-way stops, not four-way.
As the runner goes off to second base, but he's tagged out on an excellent throw by Sugasti and a sweeping tag by second baseman Diego Velasquez. Caught stealing for Carson Simas. That's out number 2. That's back-to-back days with a runner caught stealing for Sugasti behind home plate. He was trying to speed over, but it was Arteaga that got the tag on him. An excellent swipe to get the second out of the inning. Now Tibbs with a 2-ball and no strike count. Bednar with a glove at his chest delivers a swing and a miss to make it 2-1. 96 miles an hour on the fastball. So if our listeners only take one thing away from our interview, Gerald, what would you want the big impact to be?
I think the biggest thing that you could do is when you get behind the wheel, recognize that your need to be somewhere on time is not outweighed by somebody's right to have an arm, a leg, a kid, a partner. Take that into account and make the right choices when you're behind the wheel, especially in congested urban areas.
And I'm sure that relates to distracted driving as well, not only with the speeding, but also the prevalence of having the phone on you, putting that away while you're driving.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but the
next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, and that closes out the inning. Real quick, finish your thought, Gerald.
Yeah,
we'll toss it.
Looking at your cell phone to check a text is the equivalent distraction of having a .08 blood alcohol level.
Yeah.
And that, again, you're not paying attention to what you're doing, whether it's because you're inebriated or because you're looking at your phone, and the impact could change somebody's life, literally.
Exactly. Gerald, thanks so much for coming up. Thank you
so
for all
much.
you do and keeping us safe on the roadways. And we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Tied up 3-3. We head to the bottom of the 5th on Sports Radio 910 The Fan, 105.1 FM.